Hope you're all looking after yourselves at the moment, and I hope you're keeping yourselves nice and busy, because I've had a bit of a struggle so far. Today I'm answering a load of questions you guys gave me. I've written them all down on a piece of paper. Thank you so much for everyone who's asked me any questions. It's definitely gave me something to do and something to talk about to you guys. So let's get into some of these questions so you can find out a little bit more about me. So these are the things you guys wanted to know. I'm going to start with my first question. This is something I get asked. Not just me, we get asked a lot. This is from PC Tarantulas on Instagram. They asked, are you and Sam an item? No. No, we're not. It might look like that to everybody out there who watches our stuff. We spend a lot of time together. Usually, at the moment we can't. But me and Sam have known each other for a long time. We've worked together, hang out together, and we've gotten into the same interests. And why not do these things together? I am actually in a relationship. I have boyfriend John. We've been together 13 years or more. So we live together and we're very happy. So yes, me and Sam, we're not a thing. My next question is from my friend at work. That's from Costa. He wrote on my last video. And he asked, when is McDonald's open again? Mate, I'm waiting for the same update as you are. I have no idea. I'm sorry, but for the minute, just enjoy your time at home, okay? My next question is from my boyfriend's mum, who watches my videos. Hey Mary. Mary's asked, from my jumping spider video that she commented on, she's asked a question related to the video. So I thought I'd answer that one now, because it might help other people out as well. And if you don't know about jumping spiders, it might be something you want to know. So she asked, how big will my tiny jumping spider get? And am I not worried about it escaping or jumping out of its enclosure? Possibly when I open it up. Now, my jumping spider is really small at the moment. Smaller than my baby fingernail. So from what I know, jumping spider is similar to mine. For an adult male, when it grows up, its body length can reach an average of about 12 millimeters. And for an adult female, the body length will be at an average of about 15 millimeters. They can sometimes be smaller, can sometimes be bigger, depending really on the species and stuff. But yeah, if that answers your question, I hope you're happy with that. I'm not worried about my jumping spider escaping, especially when adding food and stuff, because she lives in this domed lid. Most of the time spends her time up there, so I can easily remove that and place it on a surface and add food into the container and then put the lid back on. I don't handle this one at the moment because she is tiny. I know if she did hop off anywhere, then it would probably be quite difficult to find her. I don't want her going missing. I don't want her accidentally getting trodden on. So I do tend to keep her in the lid when I'm adding food and stuff, and then putting it back on again and letting her just be as happy as she can be in there. My next question is from Inverts UK, and they asked, how many animals do I have? Might be quite surprising that I don't really have that many compared to a lot of other people who do these type of videos. So I have, altogether with my tarantulas, snails, beetles, millipedes, fish and jumping spider, I have 62 animals in total. 39 of those animals are tarantulas and the rest are a mixture of everything else. So, my next question. These do start getting quite interesting. They're not all animal related things that are coming up now. We've got from 8 Legs 4 Wheels, which is Greg and Rachel. Thank you for your questions, and I wasn't quite aware I was paying for dinner when you were coming down. I must have forgot that one, but we shall discuss that later. Anyway, they asked a few questions. That was, what's my favourite colour? What's my favourite drink? A spider that I want but I do not yet own. And 3 favourite YouTube channels. Interesting questions. So my favourite colour, it changes depending on my mood or the time of the year or whatever it is, but I do go through a few different favourite colours, but those are mainly down to 4 really. Pink, purple, kind of like an aqua colour, and yellow. All nice bright colours. My favourite drinks are, again, lots of things. I like drinks quite a bit. I'd rather have a drink than something to eat most of the time. But yeah, I like to drink a lot of things, and my favourites, they vary quite a lot. I love coffee. I have coffee nearly every day. I love strawberry milkshakes. That's when I fancy it type of thing. Iron Brew is my favourite fizzy drink. Alcoholic drinks, pretty much anything you put in front of me. Mostly vodka and cokes, or vodka and Red Bull. Malibu and Coke I really like. I love Guinness with a dash of blackcurrant in. I like lager, and I like fruit ciders as well. So yeah, drink everything. A spider that I would like, that I do not own yet, is, and I have looked for one, I did see one, didn't get it at one of the shows, an Avicularia Minitrix. I think they're dead cute. I do like the Avicularias. And last from you guys was which 3 channels do I watch? Was it do I watch or do I like, favourites, whichever. This is really tricky because I pretty much watch most channels that I know of anyway. I'll sit in bed late at night watching through all of them, or you know, I love everybody's channels, and for all different reasons. Some people are really entertaining, some have loads of different animals I can look at, some are really informative, some, I don't know, just the people themselves I really like. But 3 main ones I think are Arachnotube with Gar Reese. Obviously he's an awesome guy, he knows his stuff, I can learn a lot from him, and he's got a wicked personality. I've met him in person, you know, I've spent time with him, so I feel a little bit more connected to him. And he puts up short videos, but often, so they're easy to watch as well. Shorter videos, more often, pretty much almost every day I think, especially at the moment. And it's always something different, and he has fun with it as well. There's always some of them have that little bit of, he does something random and it's got that humour in it, it's got a little bit of gar in it, do you know what I mean? I like that, so I watch his channel quite a lot. I also watch Mark's Tarantulas because, again, he knows his stuff, he's informative, he's really got some really cool shots going on. I like the way he does his videos. It's something I can just sit and enjoy for a good 10 minutes or so. I really love his stuff. A little bit more spread out, I think it's once a week from Mark. But the angles and the shots that he gets and the really detailed quality, it must take a lot of time for him to make those videos, so I enjoy them when they come out. I can see the amount of time and effort he's put into it, and it's just stunning to watch. And he's always got something interesting to tell you about those animals too. Another one I really like is Jade's Jungle. She's so cute, she's got awesome little personality. I'd love to meet her for real. I haven't had the pleasure to yet, but also, again, see, these are all things I like to learn, and she teaches me a lot about snails and other animals, leaf insects, and I just really like that. And she's quirky too. She's quite funny, things she says and does, and it really shows a little bit of Jade in her videos. So yeah, I really love her channel too. Somebody else who's also put a nice load of questions in here for me was Pet Rock and Roll. She wants to know, what other interests besides tea keeping and YouTube do I have? I thought, first of all, when I read that question, it wasn't a lot, but it is. So I've got some things I can show you. Where do I start? This might seem boring to a lot of people. This is a collection of 50p coins. Well, there's some other coins in there as well, but I have this little booklet, and in here are a collection of coins. And this all started from when I got chose to work at the London Olympics in 2012, and while I was there as a souvenir, I picked up a Olympics 50p coin in the souvenir shop, and I had such a great time working there, and it's something that I wanted to remember forever. I've got lots of little bits of memorabilia that I brought home with me from there, and since then, and I saw that the 50p's were actually out in circulation. So every time I got one, I kept it for myself and I put it in a little jar and I just tried to see how many I could get. And since then as well, I've had the collection of the Olympic coins, but then I found there was other collections of 50p as well. They got the Beatrix Potter ones, the Paddington Bear, there's loads of different ones, and I've just kind of kept going with it and tried to get as many as I can from each collection. I haven't finished a full collection of them at all, but I have this book of them and I really enjoy it. I also like making things and being creative, and that can range from a lot of different things. I've tried a little jar of candle I made myself, different scents and different colours. I've tried these different candles. I've tried making homemade bath bombs. I've made handmade soap. I make gift cards. This is a Christmas card. Oh, I also made this cool little photo frame. It's more like a family tree that I gave my stepmum for Christmas one year. And I make things for my animals as well, backgrounds, hides, all kinds of stuff really. Also, while we're on that subject, Lee's Creature Features is doing a jar enclosure competition. So you can design your own enclosure, make it look however you want in a little jar. So if you're bored at home, join in with that. He's got all the details in his video there on Lee's Creature Features. Another thing I really like is makeup. I've got nearly every colour makeup under the sun, and eyeshadows and lipsticks and everything else, and I find it quite fun and creative as well. And also I like to tie that in with face paints and stuff as well, so when there's things coming up I might shoot in a few pictures over here. Halloween stuff, this one I did Halloween one time, so yeah, I think makeup's a good thing and I really like it. Pet Rock Orel also asked, what is my most memorable moment so far from being in the tarantula or YouTube hobby? This is something that everybody says when they get asked a question quite similar to this, and it is literally meeting all you wonderful people, whether it be other YouTubers or subscribers or just people in general who have that connection with you. You both share something and it's really nice. Like, I can't believe how many people I have met and made friends with in just over a year of doing this. My most memorable moments though were two people that I've religiously watched since before I started keeping my own tarantulas. And then I met, first of all, Mark from Mark's Tarantulas. This is me and him at his house in his tarantula room, doing a bit of filming for some feeding clips we did together. Like, that was amazing. He just welcomed us in, got us a drink, went up to his room, we had a look at everything, we talked about everything, and then later on that evening we properly hung out. We went out for stuff to eat. He took us to somewhere nice in his local area and it was just so good. And that was really nice. And the second one is Gar Reese as well. This is me and Gar. After I spent a weekend with him, we had a bit of a heavy night and this happened. Apparently you're not allowed to look at his nipples. But yeah, him and Claire welcomed us. They were brilliant hosts. They looked after us for a whole weekend. Me and Sam spent the time there. Went out to see a little bit of their local area as well, and again it was just a fantastic weekend and definitely two people I'd love to go and see again. So those were my most memorable times. And then she asked, what are my free must-watch movies? I'm not much of a movie person. I don't watch a lot of TV or films, but at the moment I have been, because plenty of time, you know. There are two that I always loved. One is The Goonies. Who doesn't love The Goonies? Number two is The Labyrinth. Kind of pinched that from Sam a little bit. It's one of his faves, and every time I watch it I can't help but just fall in love with it again, so that is also a good one for me. And one that I've watched recently, since we've been in lockdown or isolation or whatever you like to call it, is Toy Story 4. And it was fab. I laughed my socks off, so if you haven't seen that one, go watch it. My next couple of questions are from Urban Exotics UK on Instagram. They asked, what was my first tarantula and why did I get it? My first tarantula was my Brachypelma hamori amber. I got her because... there's a lot of because behind this. There's a lot of everything behind all of these answers to the question, aren't there? But there's a lot. It started off, I went to the Southern Invert Show before I even started YouTube or keeping any of these animals at all. And I was really wanting to pick up my first tarantula that day and I didn't do it. I think a lot of you know that. I didn't do it when I wanted to. But I kept walking back to the table where there were loads of Brachypelma hamoris. They kind of caught my eye and Sam was pointing out as we went along which would be good for beginners and stuff, and there were so many to choose from. But I think because of the vibrant colour that there was on her, or the Brachypelma hamori, I kept being drawn to those and looking again and again, and each time thinking more and more, shall I get it? Shall I not? I don't know. I left that day without it. When I decided to get my first tarantula, Sam also asked people for their recommendations on one of his videos for me to be able to get one. So there's a few I could choose from. A few people did recommend the Brachypelma hamori. One of those people being Al from Al's Arachnids, and I remember seeing his on his channel. I thought, yeah, that's the one. That's the one I really want to go for first. Out of all the others that were recommended to me, that was the one that I still have my eye on the most. So that's the one I chose. Next question from Urban Exotics UK on Instagram is, how did you and Sam meet? We met back in 2014. I was working and Sam joined the company. So I showed Sam around and showed him how things worked and where things were and what we needed to be doing. And then because we worked together most of the time, we got on pretty well, got to know each other a bit, and we started hanging out outside of work and we just become friends. We've done a lot of other things together and we haven't stopped being friends. Next up we have 3 questions from Lee's Creature Features. The first one is, who's your YouTube crush? I don't have a YouTube crush. What is wrong with you? I knew I should have worded these better. I asked you to ask me anything. I should have played it safe. Why did I say that? So that's how we've ended up with a question like this. Cheers, mate. Anyway, don't have a YouTube crush, but since you want to know, we'll just pick you, okay? You asked the question, we'll choose you. So we'll just leave it as that. Moving on. My top 5 channels. Yes, what are my top 5 channels? Well, I've already mentioned 3. That was Arachnitube Agaris, Mark's Tarantulas and Jade's Jungle. So apart from that, like I said, I love all the YouTube channels with inverts and tarantulas and other animals, and I love them all. But you haven't specified that I have to choose an invert or tarantula YouTube channel, so I also enjoy a few other things as well. I like to watch a channel called Christopher Collects, and that is all to do with my collection of 50p's. Sad, I know, but I find it quite relaxing to watch. I like to see what collections he has, and then I can also see which ones I don't have, so I know what to look out for. And I also really like a YouTube channel called Graveyard Girl. That's a bit more of a girly side of things. It's more makeup related. She does unboxings and different things like hair styling tools and odd clothing from Wish and stuff like that. So I don't know why, it's just a late night binge watch for Graveyard Girl. I quite enjoy. She's really upbeat and fun and quirky, so there's another 2. And the last thing Lee's Creature Features asked me is, what is my favourite invert to keep that I have right now? Obviously I love my tarantulas a lot, but this is a close one between, I'm going to pick 2, because I can't pick the one. I'm really loving my jumping spider. Since I've got that little bit of confidence boost back from my last one, The last one I had died 2 days after I got it. I was quite upset about that and thought I had done something wrong. But since I've been raising the little one that you saw in my last video, and it's gone through 2 molts with me now, I'm enjoying watching it grow, and now I feel like the other one wasn't my fault at all. I'm really loving my jumping spider. But I also, Lee, and this is all because of you, I changed from thinking snails were boring to really, really liking snails too. I always thought, why would you want a pet snail? Yeah, it looks nice, but it would be boring. But since I got Rocket from Lee in a mystery box he put together for me, watching him grow at quite a rate and watching him eat and just his little cute face that comes out and watching him slime around his little tank all the time, like, I really enjoy snails, and now I have a few more as well. I just like watching them do their thing. Sometimes I'll have 2 sliding across the top of the tank at the same time and it looks like they're having a race, which is quite funny because they don't move very fast. But yeah, so my choice there would be jumping spider or giant African land snails. This is a really cool question, my next one, from T2 Tarantulas, asked if you had unlimited funds, what pricey invert would you buy to complete your collection? I don't really look into pricey or expensive tarantulas too much. The value of the tarantula is something I'm not fussed about. Doesn't mean for me that I'm getting something super special. I always just look for the things that I think I would actually enjoy keeping. But if I was made of money and I had unlimited funds, I would probably try out a T. Celedonia. I do like them, they're so pretty, but they are really expensive and I know that they can be difficult to keep. I would also like, these things are quite expensive, I don't know the actual value of them at the moment, and it's not something I keep at all at the moment either. Isopods, not something I usually go for, but I really like the rubber ducky isopods. I think they are adorable, but I can't justify paying the amount that they are for the little tiny isopods. So if anyone doesn't know what they look like, I'll try and put a picture up here. They got the cutest little face. I would have liked some of those as well if I had the money. We haven't got too many questions left now. I don't know how long this has gone on for so far, but we're almost at the end. My next question is from Peter Laws. Thank you, Peter. It says, out of all the tarantulas you have, which is your favourite species and why? Now, I think we all know that my favourite tarantula I have is my first one, my Brachypelma hamori amber, but he asked which is my favourite species that I have. This was a kind of a tricky one. I like a lot of them for different reasons, but I'm going to nail it down to one and say that my favourite species I have is the GBB, just because it's so active, it's always out and about, it's really fun to look after. It doesn't just sit in one place. I can watch it when it webs, I can watch it crawling around doing its thing. It's really good for feeding. I love feeding it. It take down anything in a second. It loves it. And although mine's still small and it's still got its baby colours, I'm really excited to watch it go through the different colour changes. And every time I have to change into a new enclosure, upgrade its enclosure for when it grows, I can enjoy it webbing it all up again. So I think that one is definitely my favourite, GBB. My next question is from Tarantula Arc. What got you into YouTube? And if you didn't do videos about inverts, what other videos would you do instead? What got me into YouTube was, I've watched a few invert YouTube channels before I got any inverts myself. I went to one of the bug shows with Sam, he took me along with him, and the night before we went to the show he met up with all his YouTube friends. And there was Invertiben, the Invertibarian, Scarlet from the Black Widow's Web, Reese from the Creature's Cave, Dan from Stick and Mix in Chelsea, and then at the show I met Cousin Feral Ferret and a few more I think, but just spending time with people that I'd never met before, that I'd been watching on YouTube, and them being so friendly and just accepting me. Like, they didn't know who I was at all. They knew Sam from YouTube. They all spoke online. I hadn't spoke to any of them. They just accepted me, spoke to me like they had known me forever. And since I was already interested in getting tarantulas, I thought as well I wouldn't mind being part of this little family. Like, they were so nice. So Christmas time, my boyfriend bought me my video camera that I use every day, and he said, I know it's something you were looking into and you don't have any tarantulas just yet, but I thought to give you that little push, he said, here's your video camera to see if you want to start up your own YouTube channel. And then in January after that, I got my first tarantula, and there it was. Ta-da! Critters and Creations was born. But instead of invert YouTube, what else would I do? Going back to one of my other little hobbies and interests, I mentioned about makeup. I have before made videos, not on YouTube. I was doing live videos on Facebook about makeup. I was having fun with it. I did work with an online makeup company to promote some of the products there. I could do it in whichever way I wanted, and I chose to do it through fun, through live videos, to try different things. We used to have a live video every Tuesday called Cheeky Tuesdays, and we would choose, between me and the people who watched me, we would choose something fun to recreate using my makeup, and it was so much fun. So if I didn't do any videos based around inverts, I would probably carry on doing some makeup related videos. And the last question of all comes from my mate Sam from Bug Realms. He asks, what would I do if the world ran out of cheese? I would die. I love cheese. I eat cheese with everything. Like, absolutely everything. And do you know what I really love with cheese? Marmite. I like to dip it in Marmite. Who else loves Marmite? Do you love it or do you hate it? Let me know in the comments. I want to know a bit about you. Where's all my Marmite lovers out there? So thank you to everybody who has left me any questions to answer for this video. If you want to leave me a little bit about yourself in the comments so I find out a bit about you as well. Tell me one random fact about yourself that you feel like I would like to know. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.